You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
I believe it's Friday. I believe that WWE SmackDown is now off the air. So I believe it is time for an AfterBuzz SmackDown. Welcome everybody to AfterBuzz SmackDown. I'm Christian Rosenberg. Roman Kaori both have the week off. However, I got some lovely, lovely people replacing them. First off, you know him, you love him. He hosts Main Event. Ladies, keep your hands to yourself. He's married now.
Yeah.
So, sorry. Tom the Connolly is here. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to be here on SmackDown.
We're glad to have you. And next to Tom the Connolly is a man relatively new here to AfterBuzz. You can see him on the Marin AfterBuzz show. Good friend of mine through improv and comedy. Wrestling super fan. Supernova, maybe. It's Steve Kaufmann.
I'd take that, Supernova. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here tonight. And I like to give a quick shout out while we have Bo Dallas's music on to @ParadoxKid, who tweeted me when this music came on SmackDown. He said Bo Dallas's theme music sounds like it would accompany a birthing scene in a dramatic film.
Yes.
This is like the birth of like a lion in some jungle documentary right here. Holy crap, Bo Dallas blew my mind tonight.
It was good.
He is awesome.
Really good.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit. Because that's what made SmackDown for me this week. Bo freaking Dallas.
Wait a second, guys. This is the best part.
Oh.
Yes. I feel like I can do anything
on for like
now.
3 minutes for the best part.
Yeah, guys, I don't feel like anything or anyone could stop me in any of my endeavors.
Nope. Never.
You know
Not
why?
as long as this music's playing.
You know why?
Why?
Because I believe.
Music's gone. We can stop you now.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anywho.
He lost his superpower now.
No, now I'm just mild-mannered Christian Rosenberg.
Sorry, guys. I want to ask: has there ever been a wrestler that like they play the theme music to give him power or something like that?
You know, there was a wrestler. It not exactly really gave him power, but there was a wrestler in WCW in the early '90s named PN News, and what he did, I don't know how this came up to me just now. What he would do, he was like this fat guy who would come out to like old school hip hop music, and his finisher was a splash off the top rope. And as he climbed the rope to hit his finisher, he requested for his music to play.
That's cool.
So his music would play before the match was over. And he would hit the splash while the music was playing, ref would count to 3 while the music is playing, and then win the match.
That's a smart idea.
Dope.
I think that's the closest thing to someone getting superpowers from their music.
Or New Jack, whose music played the entire time. It'd just be the street fight.
Yeah, because it'd
See,
be like
I'm not
2
going to say
minutes.
anything about New Jack, positive or negative, because if I ever mention him, he will beat the crap out of me. New Jack beats the crap out of everyone.
Fair enough.
I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
The door's locked, so.
Oh,
I think it is.
He brings forks and everything.
Is he
so-
allowed in this? No.
Who knows? SmackDown this week from good old London, England. But right before we get into it, I want to just touch base real quick on our homework assignment. We give homework assignments to our listeners each week.
Got it.
And last week's homework was question. Why are you humming in the back, Steven?
He's creating a theme.
Is he singing the Bo Dallas theme right now?
I think so.
He's distracting me.
It's getting with me.
Isn't it? You're a believer, aren't you?
I believe so.
Okay. That was good. So last week we actually asked our listeners, based with everything that's going on with WWE over a couple weeks with like their stocks dropping and everything like that, and all the money Vince has lost in the last week, should WWE really start thinking about creating an off season? kind of help save money, also rest the wrestlers so they can lengthen their careers, et cetera, et cetera. And I was pleasantly surprised that nearly unanimous people leaving comments on our YouTube page were all for an off season, like for like a couple months off. But
an off season for the whole business,
with the exception of NXT.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. So like my initial impression that I talked about last week was WrestleMania is like their Super Bowl because it is. Then you're off until the first Monday of June, and that's almost like your season premiere. Because then you also avoid the May sweeps. So you don't have any ratings dip that they normally have.
Or just the post-WrestleMania
decline
of everything.
And then they begin to build for SummerSlam.
And if you hold off till June 1st, you miss NBA Finals.
Yep. Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup. Like, a lot of the stuff that would...
NFL Draft, which is now, sadly,
so huge.
Bigger than the NBA playoffs.
The NBA Draft, which is also so huge.
Yeah. So I'm kind of curious what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think... Since you're here, let me ask you real quick. Do you think WWE should have an offseason?
I think they should. I don't think they ever will.
Well, probably not.
They've been challenged countless times on the idea of their workers being independent contractors, and every time they've won. And the news last week that the company that I am actually an investor of, the news that company pretty much their
You're
stock,
a proud investor of WWE stock.
I was no, I'm actually I got in at like $8.50, so I'm still...
How many shares do you own?
27. I used to own close to double that, but I spent $500 to buy. I bought $500 worth of the stock when it was at $8.50, and then valued it around 17. And this was over a year ago, and decided I'm just gonna put if it ever reaches 17, just sell 500 worth, and I'll get my money back, and then the rest will be house money. Forgot I did that. They go out CES. The stock goes through the roof, but I sold $500 worth at 17 a share, which I still made.
You still made money.
Still made money, and then reinvested that into some stocks that aren't doing as well, and then watched it go to 35 and was an idiot, going, I should just hold on to it, just long play, years.
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, you valued this stock at 17 at its highest, and it's at 35. You should get out right now.
Steve Kaufmann with the stock market report here.
Sorry,
on SmackDown
it's relatively.
Yeah, no, that's good.
It's relevant.
Yeah,
relatively relevant. I'm gonna
relatively
say that.
relevant. Why not? Tom, what do you think about the offseason?
I think it'd be interesting if they did do that. I think they could do that and get away with it. Like I agree with you, they never will. But I think they could also maybe do rotating of people. Like you're on for 6 months, then you're off for 3.
But it would have to. They would have to be told
champions
to do that.
It'd be difficult with champions.
Well, it would depend who. I mean. I think they could do. I don't know. It'd be the scheduling of it would be really hard because if somebody gets hurt, then do you bring somebody back and say, oh, well, this person's off now for this many months?
And if they get hurt, is that part of their time off, or do they come back and then leave again? And pretty much they have to be told to do this. The wrestlers would have to unionize, which would never happen because they'd all just like it how it is.
What about the Raw after Mania? Like
that would be your season premiere, like your opening kickoff, opening day.
You mean season finale?
Yeah, that would have to be the end.
That's what Rome was saying. I disagree with that.
You think it's WrestleMania should be the end?
And then that technically that first Raw is the Raw after Mania. I understand the people that flew, from across the world would get screwed out of that, but
well, that going to be the end of it, like that whatever happens.
I think it's more. I think in the event that they do unionize and WWE's forced to do this, they're not going to lose any dates because that's just not how they'd operate. But what they could do is the beginning of the season is the night after WrestleMania, and then it would go on a quarterly system that of 4 quarters in every year, a performer performs 3 of those quarters, and then they get a 4th quarter off. And WrestleMania tends to actually fall right around a fiscal quarter. That it could work that the following night, a bunch of people just disappear after WrestleMania, which kind of happens anyway.
Well, yeah, we could debate this all day because there are all different positives and negatives to any of this. So if you want to continue the conversation about the offseason, tweet us individually, and we'll be happy to.
We're not talking about anything else tonight. I thought
actually we're going to talk about SmackDown because
this isn't it.
SmackDown kicks off with the one, the only Jimmy Hart.
Yes.
Who is there to introduce the one, the only Hulk Hogan showing up on SmackDown in London. That was Macho Man. Close enough.
I know it was. I was just bringing back the old times, though.
He went against him a couple times, I think. So.
They wrestled once or twice.
Yeah.
So Hulk Hogan comes out, and my first thought was, I want Rusev.
Oh, yes.
I want Rusev to go out there and try to scare Hogan.
My thought was, I want something.
Yeah, or anything for that matter.
Really. I just...
Hogan was flown out to London to open SmackDown for literally like a 3.5-minute promo to plug Legends House on the WWE Network, even though he's not even on it.
He'll be on second
Next season, yeah.
That would actually be pretty cool
You
to
heard
watch.
it here first.
We're already planning the
We're
second
already
season,
in
so.
there.
Tom and Steve have the inside scoop, apparently. But yeah, he literally opened SmackDown to promote the network. There was no stories for the show, no match, nothing.
No, because you said, like, oh, Rusev should come out. And I was like, it's way too early for Rusev to just come out and get leg dropped. Like, he can't survive that. He hasn't beat anybody of note yet.
I don't feel like anybody gets leg dropped anymore either. I don't think Hogan.
Yeah, I don't think Hogan drops the leg drop.
No, he can't. He can give a boot once in a while.
Yeah, he will do it.
But
yeah,
no
you're right.
leg
He doesn't
drops.
actually do it anymore.
Yeah.
But then you brought it up that, yes, he could come out and then another white hot face could, and then they could fight, and then
Just start a match. Hogan
Do
can be in their
something.
corner.
do something
Yeah.
with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But he is an advocate for the WWE network. I think that's his position right now,
Yeah.
which is good for him.
Yeah, I mean it works
And
out.
he gets paid for his appearance, the flight, to walk out there for 3 minutes. Oh, you should check out the Legends House on the network, brother.
To be fair, he probably did the entire European tour.
No,
He wasn't on Raw, was he?
No, he wasn't on
No.
Raw. No.
What were Raw and SmackDown taped on the same night,
Yeah,
or were
no,
they separate
no,
nights?
they're
No, they were
nights.
separate.
But same
Yeah.
place.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess so. They flew him out just for
Just for that.
Maybe he did some
SmackDown?
other. I'm sure he did
I'm sure
other
he did
promotional stuff.
signings.
Like appearances,
Yeah.
interviews
All the
out there.
appearances you do in any city you go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all I care about is what happened on SmackDown.
Fair enough.
All right. And then we kick off the action with Ziggler versus Batista in a no disqualification match, stemming from Batista getting intentionally disqualified in their match last week. Batista starts off this match dominating, and I'm just thinking, all right, they're being kind to Ziggler and giving this match a commercial break, so they're giving it some length. Ziggler might have a little bit of a comeback, but then Batista will dominate. All of a sudden, we come back from commercial, and Ziggler is beating the crap out of Batista.
Yeah, with a chair.
So
With
they
the
pretty much just cut that part out.
Yeah.
They were like, nobody wants to see that.
Like, this almost looked like a squash match by Ziggler when we came back from commercial.
Yeah.
I was utterly confused. I'm like, wow, Batista really has pissed somebody off. Because again, there's no evolution, and they're not even really talking a whole lot about the feud with the Shield. It's just talking about Ziggler destroying Batista.
Yeah, or getting his revenge. Yeah, getting his revenge.
Getting his
for last
revenge.
week.
Finally, there comes a point where Dolph Ziggler jumps off the apron to give a famouser while Batista is on the bottom steps. Batista gets out of the way, and I don't know how you can properly land this, but Ziggler, it looks like he pretty much like twists his knee and then rolls an ankle on the other side.
He lands on the steps with one foot.
Yeah.
And then completely rolls over the steps off that one foot.
And then holds the opposite leg.
Yes, sells the opposite leg.
He hurt the opposite leg while we were watching the one that hit
Yeah.
the step.
He hurt his left, grabbed his right.
Yes.
was-
or he
it
may
was
not
so
have heard
weird.
any of it.
Yeah,
He might
but
have.
yeah.
But it
Just
was
to
just like so
sell it.
unique because the fall was just so intentionally awkward that we were cringing at that leg, and then we see him hold. Oh wait, now we got to watch the
Wait.
replay to see what happened to the other leg.
Wait a
I mean,
minute.
and you were calling for a spine buster.
I thought Batista was going to catch him and spine buster him.
yeah.
That would have been awesome. If he would have grabbed him as he was in the air and spun him around and did a spine buster
yes.
on the steps,
Yeah,
Batista would have, went up in my book a little
that would
like this much.
Yeah, that would have looked great.
The hair.
Yeah.
And then Batista got him in the ring and hit a spear for the win. No spinebuster or Batista bomb.
Yeah.
Actually, just did the spear, got the win. But then once the match was over, then grabbed Ziggler again and hit the Batista bomb. Batista was
You
mean.
didn't talk about my favorite part of the match.
Oh, when Michael Cole got
Oh, God, yes.
knocked unconscious,
They just
Ziggler
fought
throws Batista over the announce table. It didn't look like he hit Michael Cole.
No, he didn't at all.
But all of a sudden, the camera pans. Michael Cole is like in the fetal position on the ground, covering himself like there's an earthquake happening.
And JBL's just yelling at him like, I can't believe you didn't get up.
Get up, you wuss.
Get up! You're being a wuss.
Didn't you win an Emmy for your war journalism? He even won a match. He's undefeated at WrestleMania, for crying out loud. And he was...
That's my JBL.
I don't get that.
He drinks.
Drinks his,
JBL drinks.
Well, the APA
energy
JBL drinks.
Yeah.
Just JBL in general drinks.
Yeah. But yeah, what the hell? Michael Cole took a ref bump.
He did. I love that part. I
kind of no-sold it a little.
Well, yeah, then all of a sudden he hopped back up. And he's like,
middle of the match,
is it safe?
Oh, God. Is it safe to download the WWE app?
Download the... Is it safe for you to grab your smartphone and download the WWE app?
I can honestly say, whole SmackDown, not one of those segments.
Yeah. But I think he was actually watching. I think he had his phone while he was in the fetal position.
He was
watching the replay.
Well, here's the tricky
the second screen.
Yes, exactly.
Here's the tricky part. They normally plug the app when there's, a poll to vote on.
Yes.
SmackDown's taped.
Yeah.
They don't really have those. So they don't really have nearly as many plugs for the app on SmackDown as they do on Raw. Divas action.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, indeed. The Funkadactyls, Cameron and Naomi, taking on the team of Nikki Bella and Eva Marie. I did a double take and I'm like, oh, Bella twins. And then I looked down to start typing. And I'm like, wait, that's not Brie.
Hold on.
Oh, wait,
Brie
she has
dyed her
bright
hair?
red hair.
Why is Brie wearing a wig? Oh, wait, that's not Brie.
Why is Brie tripping down the... Oh, it's Eva.
Because Brie, I guess, is taking time off with Daniel Bryan.
Which makes sense.
That makes complete... Because they're on TV together now.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
I have no problem with that at all. And then we find an announcement that Summer Rae is our special referee, and holy crap!
Wow.
This was like Attitude
Best part of the
Era
match.
referee attire.
That was very... She wore it well.
She, whatever was there, she wore it well.
Well, you know
there
what I
wasn't much, which I am perfectly okay with.
Yes. I could have been okay with less myself.
What we got was good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What we
I
got
took
was
it too
good.
far.
You took it too far.
I took it too... Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's fine. I agree with you.
Steve is playing the role of our Kaori this week, who does like the raunchy lines. You're
Got it.
Kaori, Tom is Rome.
Okay, I guess so.
You
right.
guys look alike, so it's fine.
Are we both white guys?
Well, you're an Asian woman,
Okay, then. I love how much
and Tom is a large black man.
I love how much of an improviser I am. Where you're like, you're an Asian woman. I'm like, okay,
Got it. Done.
got it.
Summer Rae. Okay. Because I was confused on this. On Raw, Summer Rae made her return and attacked Layla, who's a heel.
Yes.
So Summer Rae making
think.
a return,
Yes.
acting as a babyface. And now we go to this match on SmackDown, where on the Total Divas show, Summer Rae and Eva are kind of having little arguments with each other. And Summer Rae then screws over Eva Marie and Nikki, even though technically all four people in the match, I guess, were face. But Summer Rae screwed over Eva and gave a super fast count for Cameron on what was supposed to be a small package.
That was a small envelope, I think.
An envelope. and the Funkadactyls get the win. And Michael Cole was talking about how Eva was just so upset. And they scanned.
She looked so mad.
She was furious.
She looks as mad as I look right now.
Look at the screen, everybody. That was Eva Marie, right there, right there. Tom Connolly with an excellent Eva Marie impression.
No.
By the way,
I got the hair. Man,
why did Cameron do a code breaker as like a hip toss?
I didn't like that. Jericho better get on some Twitter and
Yeah,
or as he calls the Twitter.
that's what
That's how he calls it on his podcast. Yeah, he needs to yell at her and tell her go watch a Jericho match and not Alicia Fox and.
Isn't it sad? How many years ago was that?
That's what I remember her for.
And
Mainly because
that's
I
the
brought
thing.
it up the second she walked to the ring.
She will always be remembered for that. No matter she could turn out to be the next Trish Stratus for all we know.
Yeah, she could.
And
We will always
remember her for that.
That like she almost gave Stone Cold Steve Austin a coronary on the revival of Tough Enough, because Stone Cold asked her what her favorite match was, and instead of saying a match
Anything.
anything,
Anything.
she could have said, because she said Eva Marie Beth Phoenix or even
No, she said Melina Alicia Fox.
on Raw. She
Raw.
could have said Melina Beth Phoenix, and it would have been arguable. Like, well, that was a submission match was a great match.
Or at, you know, some pay-per-view, or she could have been like, oh, the women's title match at WrestleMania 19.
Yes.
Fine.
Was there a women's title match at WrestleMania?
Sable
19,
versus Tori?
No, yes, 19 it was Trish, and I think that was Trish, Jazz, Victoria?
Maybe it was.
Or was that 18?
We'll take your word.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a question for you, though.
Okay. Because I'm really excited. Bo Dallas is next, so
Okay,
let's get this.
This is about the Divas real quick.
Okay.
Do you guys like that they are using Total Diva storylines that they filmed 3 or 4 months ago, and it's now supposed to be relevant because the show is airing right now?
No.
I don't like that they're using entire segments of their show to promote Total Divas. Because they found a way to create 2 separate audiences. Because my mom watches Total Divas, and my mom will never watch SmackDown or Raw.
So it doesn't matter to her that they're fighting about it now.
It doesn't matter to her, and I know they're trying to splinter some of that new audience over to their show, and they're doing okay with that. We were talking about this earlier, that they are all very good reality stars, but in the shift before Total Divas, there were different women wrestling on TV, and that was an issue
Yeah.
You posed the question.
They just officially signed on for a 3rd season that will premiere on E! in September. Rosa Mendez is joining the cast.
Okay.
So she will be on TV again, which
I
say good for her because she's been there a long time and just
Mm-hmm.
never properly used. Yeah. So maybe they'll figure something out for her.
Mm-hmm.
Also interesting because then you have the Latina in the mix.
So she'll be the heel again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Summer's the heel now because Eva was before, I guess, right?
Kinda.
I don't really watch the show.
Yeah,
I think it's good that they have a show like that.
Are there heels and faces on Total Divas? Is that
Well, not really. It's just Summer Rae and Eva are just kind of hated.
okay?
But there's not really like feud. Well, I mean, there are feuds like girl feuds, like Steve Howe, like you and I have the feud all the time.
Yeah, they have those. Girl
It's
feuds
very
all the
rarely
time.
is it even a Twitter war.
Oh no,
Normally it's just around the theater. People
around IO West,
Yeah.
our improv home, where we constantly get separated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the brawls are endless.
God, I can't even.
Okay, silence.
That's why you're on the other side of the
I
table.
want silence because Bo Dallas has arrived. Bo Dallas, well, not in our studio.
Sorry.
Bo Dallas makes his debut on SmackDown with the most epic music, the pose, like the thinker pose. And I love, like, he gets in the ring, and I commented while we were watching, I'm like, he didn't land in the right spot of the spotlight, but then I was like, wait, he meant to, yes!
Yes.
I was so
I have to
moved.
mute you guys just to absorb this for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, you're unmuted now.
Oh, we were on mute. Everyone at home should close their eyes and feel this music so you can believe.
True story. In my car, driving home from the Marin post show last night, I turned on this music. It was like, I could be on the SmackDown post show.
You listen
If
to
I
this
just
music in your
believe.
car?
Yes.
And look what happened. He's on the
I'm on the
SmackDown.
You believe.
I believe.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Yes.
Do you think about it every night and day?
Yes.
Just spread my wings and just fly away, you know it. Bo Dallas grabs the microphone, introduces
I
himself.
fly on a Boeing 747.
Bo Dallas grabs the microphone and says, I am living proof that dreams do come true. The most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or heard. They'll be felt with your heart, and all you have to do is believe.
I believe.
It's beautiful.
I believe
So
too.
beautiful.
I,
And then he takes on Sin Cara.
oh, I believe. Speaking of believe you can fly, Sin Cara actually flew over the top rope.
Well, the Sin Cara, because normally he runs from the top of the ramp to get that huge run and start to hit the trampoline to fly over the top. Yes, there's a trampoline there.
Yeah.
But he like didn't start running until he was at like the bottom of the ramp because he was high-fiving everyone.
Just
and
a
then
fast guy.
it was just like 3 steps and then jump and over. So that was the most impressive thing Sin Cara did in this match.
He has to practice that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bo Dallas, there's a point where he hits an elbow and runs to the referee to ask if that was legal.
Oh God, love it.
Oh, the guy's trying to. This is, we talked about, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. This is Kurt Angle. This is the new type of as far as the character when Kurt Angle first debuted in WWE, the Olympic background and all that.
Minus like the strength in the ring. Like Kurt Angle, there was an obvious strength to the ring. Where Bo, it's just like, well, he's a functional wrestler. That's not attributed here as much as he's just that guy.
Bo Dallas then actually wins the match with a what do you call it, like a tornado bulldog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Like
he hasn't really done on NXT. He was using the double arm DDT as his finisher. But now all of a sudden he brought out the tornado bulldog. It looked good.
They're both
dog.
The Bodog?
Oh God, is it
Why not?
That needs to be the Bodog.
Why not?
Or the I Believe I Can Fly, or the Bodog. I think the I Believe I Can Fly should be something off the top rope.
Yep.
The Believe
kind
in
of like
me.
an elbow or,
the Believe.
I'm so happy there's not a pun jar on this show.
The unbelievable.
Oh, that was good.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But what was, they're not all winners. Come on. I can admit that. At the end of the match, though, Bo does a victory lap, which I love.
Oh God.
And then Tom called this 100%. Tom said, go back in the ring and shake his hand. I'm like, well, that would seem kind of weird. And sure enough,
he did.
He goes in the ring, grabs Sin Cara's hand, starts shaking and be like, you did good. Maybe someday you'll be like me.
Oh,
It was good.
so good.
This, and I'm enjoying Adam Rose, which we'll get to later on, too.
Yeah.
This is 100 times more entertaining than Adam Rose.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying Adam Rose.
I
So,
feel like they're around. In my book, I think they're at this around the same level.
you think so?
Yeah.
I was so
mean,
in
like-
love with this. I loved every single thing about this.
I don't know. I like what they've been doing with that. I don't know. We'll talk about that. But I do like what they've been doing with Adam Rose, too. I liked it, too, when he was hitting, like, the knees to the face of Sin Cara when he was on the ground. He hit, like, 3, and then he, like, stopped and, like, gave him a thumbs up, like, you're doing okay, and then kneed him in the face again. It was just like, you know, perfect
You're doing great.
timing,
You're
yeah.
gonna lose, but you're doing great.
Exactly, yeah. I thought it was awesome. A great debut. It would have been better. I would have liked it on Raw, but you know, I like it better on SmackDown.
I was pleasantly surprised that it was on SmackDown. You're probably going to have the same exact match on Raw because they do
Yeah.
that sometimes. Maybe Sin Cara won't get the entrance this time, but maybe he'll get his lights to make up for it
Oh yeah.
because he did not have him in Bo's debut.
No, I don't think he needs them anymore.
Well, of course not.
I hope, since we're on Sin Cara like number 5, I think we can that incarnation of Sin Cara, we can just ditch the lights.
Are there as many Sin Caras as there were Villanos?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Probably.
Do you not remember Villanos?
I don't know.
WCW. They were almost like a cruiserweight jobber, but there was like 5 of them.
Really?
It was like his opponent, Villano 4. Like that, they actually
made
numbered
no qualm
them.
about.
God.
And for all we know, it was the same one. It was like, oh, he's taking on the team of Villano 2 and 5 this evening.
I really don't remember.
Did they?
that at all.
Did Villano 1 and 2 ever fight Pitbull 1 and 2?
We can only hope.
We're just numbering people.
Why not?
Can it be the Usos 1 and 2?
Well, we're confused again. They screwed us up again, which we'll get to. Wyatt's in the ring, kind of the promo, and of course, Wyatt promos are always gold. But the last few weeks, I have honestly, and I'm ashamed to say it, a little bored with him. The reason being, because all he's been doing has been talking about Cena for months.
Yeah.
His promos were so enticing because they either were not about a specific person or they were for just like a few weeks and they moved on to the next one. It was just one or the other. And we've had him cutting promos on Cena for 3 months now. I'm ready for this feud to end. I wanted it to end at Extreme Rules. But not so much. We still got at least one more Raw, one more SmackDown, and one more main event of it.
I think it's. I don't know. I mean, I think this. Hopefully, this will be the end. I think.
That there's nowhere else to go at this point. That has to be it.
You would think the rubber match,
But where did
last
they go?
man standing.
Pretty much the last man
Yeah.
standing rubber match that you have to just move on. That Cena can withstand any type. Cena at this point in his career can withstand any type of loss, and then Wyatt's coming out of that would just seem even stronger.
Yeah.
I would build towards a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania with the Wyatts and Shield.
Which would be just money and
That's
money
just-
and more money.
That'd be
Just,
awesome.
That's a money printing machine. Is
Yes.
what that would be. That I think you can either tease that at a Rumble and then wait till Mania.
Yeah.
Armchair Booker, I love it.
But then at the end of this promo, now I don't know French.
I don't either.
So-
I took it for like 3 years too.
Well, that's kind of sad because you at least took class on it. I never took French
I
class.
lived there for like a month and still.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you both have no excuse.
We really don't.
I took Spanish, so I have an excuse. I don't know if Bray was speaking French or just speaking tongues like he was possessed by a voodoo doll. But like
Both are acceptable.
Both, yeah, but because at the end of this promo, he just went nuts. And all of a sudden, like, I'm trying to type some of it, and then I look up like, what? What? What just happened?
I think his tongues have a hint of French.
Yeah, that's what it
my
seemed like.
guess.
Have a hint of
Because
French.
he's like a New Orleans swamp person.
Right.
But is
So-
it? I think it's kind of a weird thing to just throw this in there now. Like he's been around for how many months now? Now,
Yeah,
he's-
now
tongues,
we just
you know.
decide to throw the tongues in there? I mean, yeah, to me, it almost sounds like it was French then.
like I think it'd be cool maybe on Raw. You know, maybe he comes out with some kind of Cena voodoo doll kind of thing. But I mean, maybe
yeah.
corny. But I mean, I don't know. They could maybe.
That might corny it up.
Yeah.
Some people thought the little kid with the altered
that
voice
was-
corny it up.
yeah.
I liked it, but that will really corny up if
Yeah.
he suddenly has a voodoo doll.
But I don't know. You know what I mean? Just trying to figure out a way for him to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it just came out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
they got
I
to follow
hope
it up with something. Or
I
they,
hope it's coming from somewhere.
Yeah. Do they
That
just
that's a
drop
part of it that maybe, or that maybe he's getting deeper, and the deeper he goes, the more into the tongues he gets. So when he's doing the crab walk, he's in tongues then. Like that becomes a part of his overall persona. Or it's just something weird he did in London that now he has to.
Who knows?
That now he has to like justify.
Yeah, justify it every week.
He walked back and they're like, "What did you just do?" He's like,
Like, I
"I don't
want-
know. I was possessed."
I want for once either Renee or Byron Saxon, even though they never approach them normally for interviews because it's so creepy. I want one of them to run up to them, like maybe on the backstage pass on SmackDown on the network, which I'll have to watch later, and be like, "Hey, what were you saying at the end? Can you like tell us?" And just follow him until he actually answers the question. For the 74,397th time, I looked it up. Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio. Why? How many times do we have to see these two wrestle?
Because that's your 250,000th rubber match. Come on. I was really.
That makes sense.
We're
Thank
keeping
you.
a long score.
Cesaro messed it all up.
I know, right?
Yeah. Why does Cesaro have to get involved?
It's an asterisk now.
Cesaro with Heyman over on commentary. Cesaro's kind of showing off all the languages he speaks. And Cesaro distracts Sheamus right at the beginning of the match. He just hops up and be like, "Hey, Sheamus, will you shake my hand now? Are you going to shake it?" Based on their interaction from this past Raw. Del Rio... I don't know what they're doing with Del Rio. He loses on Raw in like 4 minutes, and then has a 15-minute match and a lot of control with the United States champion. Like,
Well, that's just.
is he losing or is he going to win? Like, what do you want him to do?
I think they're trying to have him in the middle by doing polar opposites. Where if he's losing a 4-minute match and then controlling a 15-minute match, you see him right where he was before he lost a 4-minute match.
So he's not doing worse, not doing better, just hanging
And
out.
I mean, and he needs a lot of steam for that best of million series he's got with Sheamus.
Well, I mean, there was like a main event a few weeks ago where he lost to Goldust in like 3 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the
Out
last
of
time
nowhere.
Goldust won a singles match.
Then.
That was yeah. So there's a point where Del Rio gets the cross arm breaker on Sheamus. Sheamus's feet reach the ropes, and pretty much as Sheamus starts to get up on his feet, Cesaro pulls him out of the ring, throws him up against the ring steps, and hits the neutralizer on the floor. So Sheamus wins by DQ. But obviously the bigger story is the feud now that really has begun, apparently, with Sheamus and Cesaro, which I am all for.
Me too.
This will be fun.
Yes.
A good brawling thing. And an unconscious Sheamus shakes the hand of Cesaro, thanks to Cesaro holding up his hand. So, okay, now you're actually building up the United States title.
Yeah.
And the Intercontinental from Raw. We
Yeah.
didn't see it tonight, but I meant they are building up both.
They're
of them.
building up both of your mid-card titles with mid-card guys.
Yeah, I don't know if they're really building up the Intercontinental title if you're having RVD take on Barrett.
But it's Barrett, so that's.
I mean, I love Barrett.
Everyone likes Barrett. Everyone likes RVD.
I love Barrett.
RVD doesn't need that belt. Barrett needs to hold on to that belt. It's
But he already beat him in the tournament to get a shot at the title.
It's
Listen, we don't write all this stuff.
We're-
Some
You
of
don't?
it, but not all of it.
Then why are you here? I thought it was interviewing writers.
They said we were interviewing you and you were a writer.
Yeah, they will never hire me as a writer. I come up with too many crazy ideas in the prediction times for the pay-per-views, and they never work.
I mean, I'm excited for the Sheamus.
Yeah, that would
I
be
think we'll
fun.
get a payback.
Yeah.
Another match for the belt now because they wrestled on
Raw.
Not Raw, but 2 weeks ago it was on. They had a match on main event. They went double
Right.
count out, which
Yeah.
is really
Yeah,
good.
that's
So it's definitely building. I think it's a good way to build Cesaro. But do you take the belt off Sheamus right away?
Well, Sheamus is the type of guy, because everyone considers him a main eventer. We want to consider Cesaro one, but he's not technically there yet. Question mark?
I feel like Cesaro was on his way, got Paul Heyman, was on his way, and then kind of, I feel
In
like
the
he's
past
gone down a
six
He
little
took a
bit.
little bit of a dip.
well
Yeah.
because they gave him a pretty big push after Mania, and then
And then threw him in that little feud with Swagger and RVD.
which
Yeah.
was a great feud. Like the feud itself was very good.
With
but-
Swagger, yes.
Yeah.
RVD was just kind of there.
Well, the feud as a whole, but then it felt like, and then for them to continue on that level kind of felt beneath them, where it's like you're putting a lot of chips in this, you're putting a lot of eggs in this guy's basket to just kind of float him along the river till SummerSlam, I guess.
Recap of Daniel Bryan and Stephanie McMahon dealing with, she's contemplating stripping Daniel Bryan of the titles and all that stuff. We're going to have an interaction on Raw. Maybe we'll hear what's going to happen with the titles, or maybe at this point they'll just wait till after Payback.
Maybe he'll show up. Well, you have to have a title match, right?
You don't. I mean, right now it seems like the main event is actually Cena Bray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the
Or the
I think
Shield
Cena Bray,
Evolution.
the rubber
Shield
match, last man standing, is actually higher right now than
Yeah.
Shield Evolution, no holds barred.
Because if she
Elimination match too, right?
Yeah, it's elimination.
Because if she doesn't strip him, there's probably going to be a big #1 contenders match, which would be Kane and
I don't know.
somebody.
See, I was almost all for it, and this is why, again, they don't hire me as a writer. Daniel Bryan hurt. If that's the case, well, you know what? Payback, we're turning it into King of the Ring, and the winner wins the title. Forget that 6-man tag match of Shield and Evolution.
They're gonna be
You
on either
6 are in
side.
it, and then 2 more guys. Like, you could have thrown, like, Cesaro and Barrett, or who knows
so-
what other 2.
Wait, but that would mean Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista would all be in the King of the Ring?
And in the tournament, they
In
won't
the-
have to be facing each other, at least in the
But-
first round.
Other than Batista, the other two, or Triple H is a King of the Ring. I always,
Your Triple H has won a King of the Ring, yes.
I was trying to say all 3 of them have it. I was like, no, but
No.
they've all reached the level beyond.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting when people are in tournaments and beat the clock matches for things that are like should be beneath them even on a character level. Like, yeah.
Or do they
just-
wait now to Money in the Bank and have a
That could-
Money in the Bank? Have a money. They can because they don't have 2 belts. They can do Money in the Bank for the title
For the title and a
for
Money in the Bank for the briefcase.
Yeah.
That this could end up being a blessing in disguise for them, at least for this year, so they can still have 2 ladder matches.
But then,
But then you'd have to do something this month. Like there has to be, she has to announce some type of match.
yeah.
Well, and then
It
what
could be
happens with Kane in the midst of all this?
Yeah, because we haven't seen him at all.
Like it should be Kane and somebody for the #1 contender.
But
and
who would be
then-
the other person?
I don't. Randy
yeah.
Orton?
No, he's in the
I
field of
know.
Shield.
Which isn't it weird?
The only guy that's not feuding with anyone technically is Ziggler, but they're not going to suddenly give him that moment.
Well,
I'd watch that match.
Oh, I'd watch it in a
Yeah, me
heartbeat,
too.
but they're
He
not going to
would-
give it to him.
Speaking of people who sell the WWE network, Ziggler can sell anything.
yes.
That-
Any move, any jumping famous or off the
Anything.
top rope. But
Sold ice cream
Markia
Eskimo.
brought up a good point on main event this week. She said, "Well, what if they do Daniel Bryan pick someone of his choosing to go against Kane and defend the title for him?"
I like that.
Because then you can start a feud after that. Because if that guy loses the Kane, then Daniel
True.
Bryan's pissed because he loses the belt.
I don't hate that idea, but that seems too much of like a heelish thing to do. Booker T did that years ago. Because he was injured and he picked Randy Orton to fill in for him in this best of 7 series against that wrestler who we're not
Yes.
supposed to name.
Well, they make him pick someone. Like Stephanie says, well, because you can't fight, you still have to defend that belt. But because you can't defend it, you have to pick someone to defend it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't hate that.
No, I thought it was a really good. I was like, wow.
And then be curious to see who he ends up choosing because
Sami Zayn.
that would be
That would
bad.
be ridiculous.
That'd come out of left field.
I would love it.
All of a sudden, Kane's opponent, Zack Ryder.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna get that revenge.
Finally, he finally gets the chance for revenge.
That's one of the best Raws ever. I don't care what anybody says. That was one of the best Raws ever.
Vicky Guerrero comes out, and she's busy kind of putting herself over to the London crowd. And she said that, hey, you guys might not know this about me, but I love to party with the best of them, and I can party with the best of them. So let me introduce to you all Adam Rose. And out comes Adam Rose. He does his usual entrance, the stage dive.
That wasn't that wasn't Russell Brand.
No.
It was a different guy.
It was actually, yeah. Russell Brand plays the role of Adam Rose.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I'm back on.
His acting career fell a little bit.
That show on FX. I think he still has that show.
Yeah. He loses Katy Perry, and then this is what happens.
Man, just downward spiral.
Yeah. So Adam Rose had a ton of hot women with him tonight.
Yes.
Like more than normal. I had to we rewound it a couple times. No, that's dirty. Corey would freak out if I said that to her. Hi, Corey.
She'd be like, we did not rewind that a couple times.
She's like, shut up. We did rewind Cesaro. That was my horrible Corey impression.
Wow.
Adam asks Vicky if she's a lemon or a rosebud. And then he asked the crowd, do you think she's a lemon? And the crowd was saying, yeah, she's a lemon.
I am not a lemon.
No.
But as he's asking, we then see the poster of the night, Rose Above Hate.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Thumbs up.
Yeah, whoever made that.
If this time tomorrow I have not tweeted a JPEG of a quick mock-up of that, someone tweet it me so I can do it.
If someone hasn't done it already.
That too. I have to Google it to make sure nobody else did. But otherwise, I need to make that and then tweet it out.
I believed in myself, and now I rose above hate.
Yes.
Okay, here's the creepy part. He tried to sound like Bray Wyatt there.
That was his Bray Wyatt
I didn't
voice.
try to. No, that wasn't my Bray
He
Wyatt.
sounded like Bo Dallas there.
I thought he sounded like Bray
that
Wyatt
was
and
my
talking
Bo
about.
Dallas attempt.
I thought he was
That's a
sounding
good
like
Bo Dallas.
I thought it was sounding like Bray and talking about Bo and Adam Rose. It was like an NXT mashup.
That is meta.
Wrestling hipster over here, guys.
Yes, Stephen Lemieux, the wrestling hipster.
Just
Now, that's your new nickname.
That's his gimmick.
That new gimmick.
You can talk about like the swinging Swahili. All these guys. They're good, but you've probably never heard of them.
never. I watch a show called XXT. It's really obscure. You've never heard of it.
WWZ. It's a little bit further down the line.
NXU. It's one after.
It's one.
So Vicky,
It's on the app.
it's exclusively on an independent app.
Yes, just
Only 4 people know the passcode.
The app doesn't work either.
Where were we?
we're doing bits about
Bits. We
hipster
love
wrestling
bits.
fans.
Vicky gets scared by Adam Rose at a point where she's trying to leave the ring, and she falls off the apron into the rest of the Rosebuds, who then carry her out of the ring.
Such a good
that looked
visual.
pretty cool.
That was
And yeah, Adam Rose and Vicky could have a little fun. Like she could just kind of throw some people at Adam Rose.
Oh yeah.
But we were talking a little earlier about what the hell's going on with Del Rio. I think that could be actually a good feud in the future. Del Rio, the Mexican aristocrat, well dressed, fancy parties, and out comes Adam Rose, Russell Brand, and just a whole different animal, and he just finds him repulsive.
Yeah, you already set up that's
already, perfect. Yeah,
that segment is already great of him having a party, and then he just shows up at it with all the rosebuds.
You have Del Rio throw a say it's his birthday on Raw, and he's
Big
throwing a birthday
black tie
party, and all of a
affair.
sudden Adam Rose crashes the party. Done.
Oh, easy.
Done.
Look,
you got a 2-month feud.
You just got hired.
I got a job.
Hired.
Yes.
Wait, he's not already a writer.
Oh, I know. Oh,
My agent told me he was a writer there. No?
They lied.
Okay.
Well,
They
you got
lied
a
to you.
crappy agent.
I do. It's called Nobody.
Never heard of him. Renee Young.
Takes on everybody.
Okay. Renee Young's backstage with the Usos. The Usos putting over Adam Rose. And then the Usos, they remind us that they're brothers, in case we couldn't tell or forgot. They're brothers. They're
good
related.
for us to know.
Because, Wyatt family, well, we're an actual family. Legit. Seriously, look at us. We're the same person.
And it's here we should have noticed, but we didn't notice till they were in the ring. that they have the same.
Oh God, they just.
I'm not gonna say they have the same tattoos, but they have the same shaped tattoos in the exact same parts of their body.
Just when we finally figured out who was who, they screw it up on us.
I mean, one of them has paint on one side and one of them has paint on the other. But they can switch that up night to night.
I do think they switch. I can't tell though.
I don't know, but yeah, Usos take on the Wyatts, and they.
Are we gonna talk about the John Cena?
His Road Warrior Hawk impression?
Yes.
Well,
and then he did
Hogan.
Then I learned something that you can tell when Vince finally gets to see a movie by when it shows up on WWE programming, because he does the which is from Wolf of Wall Street, which was released in November. So we can finally find out Vince McMahon, probably on the plane to London,
watched Wolf of Wall Street.
Finally got around to Wolf of Wall Street.
He did start on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Right? This past Monday he did it? Yeah. So,
yeah, so that's, now we know. Vince is getting through all his Oscar screenings.
John, I got an idea.
We're going to see something about Frozen probably next week.
Oh, God.
There you have it in English. He can sing that song probably. So.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, back to the Usos and their tattoo mess. So we, for the longest time, were able to figure it out because Jay had his name tattooed on his chest. Well, Jay decided to get ink over his name on his chest.
Well, it wasn't that nice of a tattoo, I guess. I guess he wanted to cover it.
But that's how we were able to tell them apart. Now I'm confused. Again. And now it's a lot harder.
Yeah, because the tattoos look almost exactly
Because I'm like,
the same.
oh, wait, Jimmy has tattoos on both arms. No, wait, they both do.
Wait, but one of them has the circular tribal right here. Oh, wait, they
both do. Oh, wait, one of them has long hair. Oh, wait, they both do.
One of them's Samoan. Oh, wait, they both are.
Oh, one of them does the high flying moves. Oh, wait, they both do. One of them does a super kick. Oh, wait,
they both do.
God. Why are they making this so hard?
Wait, but they both wear neon green.
Oh, wait.
You messed up the joke. Wow.
I'm leaving. Bye.
Bye, Tom. Yeah, because I originally had
to say, but oh wait, John Cena does too. But
but now it's too late.
I know.
The moment's passed.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, I was all typing my notes of like, Jimmy taking the beating. And then all of a sudden, the hot tag is made to Jimmy. I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, wait. Oh, man.
No, God, now I have to go back and delete. But Luke Harper, we all talk about how awesome he is. We love Luke Harper. He took Jay's head off.
Yes.
Like, he clotheslined him, like, it wasn't a drop toe hold. He literally just kind of threw him down on the middle rope, and the whiplash that Jay took.
Everything about that. I need to make a GIF of that if nobody has.
You just want to try to beat everyone to things.
No, because they're probably already up there by now.
Yeah.
But I want to find the GIF of that, because that's just, he was running full speed, he gets out of the way, throws him, rope, back. It was so cool.
We were around it to watch it again before even they replayed it, which then we showed a couple times.
Yeah, they replayed it from every angle they had.
Every time, it just looked disgusting.
Oh.
Like, this is me talking, even though I work in wrestling, this is me talking. How do you not get hurt by that move?
I don't know.
A move like that.
Hurt or injured? I'm sure he got hurt.
But everything. All of the above.
All of those things.
Like, that move, like, how do you not concussed? Like, suffer whiplash, something.
I guess you got to just be, I don't know.
Samoan?
Samoan, I mean, he has
the hard head goes down to the neck? Is that what happens?
Yes, he has an extra layer of bone in the entire head and neck area. It's proven. It's science. We've done the research.
Yeah.
Samoans.
Well, there's, utter chaos in this match, which we expected. Eventually, Bray gets himself involved, causes DQ, so the Usos win by disqualification. Cena then comes in, chases Bray off, and then delivers an AA to Rowan. And Cena and Bray have a stare down, and that is how SmackDown ends.
But Bray almost gets in the ring.
Then he kind of backs up. Man.
And then he's like, no.
I wanted to wrestle, but there was just something wrong.
All right, that was closer to Bray than earlier.
That was a good Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I like
Didn't
that.
have a ring wrestling. No
When did
time.
Bray turn 70? Bray sounds like he lost all his teeth or something.
Old rocking chair, like it's not too far off.
Squeal like a pig.
Wow. Now you took it stereotypical.
What would you guys pick as match of the night?
Ooh.
We do that on the show.
Got it.
You didn't tell us the homework before.
No, I did not.
I almost want to say the Ziggler Batista was really good. I like that one.
I liked Bo. I'm gonna say Bo Sin Cara was a very fun, straightforward one segment. Told a very clear story.
I gotta go with Bo.
Bo is so.
I gotta go with Bo. It was so good on so many levels. It made me happy. Speaking of things that made me happy, this past weekend.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
I was.
You really are Kaori. That's exactly how she would react to that.
I was preparing for whatever was about to be.
Well, this past weekend, I've been promoted on like pretty much all my AfterBuzz shows for weeks. For the first time in my 8.5-year career in wrestling,
he is Kaori. Look at his response to that. He is Kaori.
He's dancing along the Yoshitatsu music.
I'm sorry. I just ended earlier.
Well, this past weekend, for the first time in my 8.5-year career, I, Christian Rosenberg, stepped in a ring as a competitor.
What?
Team Rosenberg took on Team Stepdaddy Roscoe Tucker for ownership of Alpha Omega Wrestling. And it was a 5-on-5 elimination match. Ro Moore, a.k.a. JJ Steele, was on my team. But I will post the entire match. I'll put the link for the whole match up on the YouTube page. So make sure you check out the YouTube page to watch this match. But we're going to show... kind of spoiler alert, we're going to show the thrilling conclusion because I just want to brag. We're going to show the entire 30-minute match right now. No.
Go back. There is some good stuff in the match. I did watch it.
Tom watched it.
There's some good stuff of Christian delivering some punishment from the top rope.
That's right. I climbed. But yeah, we got this highlight of the end of the match that we're going to play here. I'll provide a little play-by-play of my own match because I'm that egotistical. So I tried to give Stepdaddy a chair, and he just goes and decides to kick it in my face, the nerve of him. But he knocked the referee out because he's a poor sport. So it cost him. That man limping is his stepdaddy's son. He was on his team. That's the redheaded stepchild.
Got it. That's more orange, but...
Yes, but so stepchild hurt his ankle, and he couldn't really compete. I actually pinned him in this match because I'm an incredible wrestler. And
how many people did you eliminate?
Well, you'll see. That was one that I eliminated. But Stepchild, he wants to punish me for doing it. But he's like, no, Stepdaddy, I'm punishing you.
What's going on?
The crowd was shocked. What's going on? That's his son. That's his son, for crying out loud. And then he helps me up to my feet. And I, with all my brute strength, go over and watch as we all count together. 1, 2, 3. Christian Rosenberg. I own Alpha Omega Wrestling. Thank you. Thank you. Bow before me.
We have Steven told us we had to do this. So.
I own AOW. You can watch that entire match. I'll post it on the YouTube link when it's up later on.
So, as the owner, what are you going to change with the business model?
Oh, for one, I have my music.
Okay.
And my pose. You don't know this.
Oh, wait.
It's going to be at least 30 more seconds.
Got it. All right, I need more water.
We'll be back.
Well, you know what? We're going to end it. No. You know what? Play Bo's music because I was so inspired by Bo's debut this week. That's why I had to show that match. I believed in myself. And I became the owner of AOW.
Okay, when you go in public, how much is stocks? I need to know all this kind of
stuff. Is there 401k? How many employees are there? How are they employed?
Well, I might be making a few cuts. Stepdaddy, though, was not fired. He is now my personal assistant.
Got it.
And, you know, I'll be making some moves. Maybe, you know, some Christian Rosenberg action figures.
Got it.
You know, all AOW merchandise will be of me.
So what about the guys that are on your team? Do they like get special privileges now?
They got title shots,
okay,
and things like that. I'm still working on how to pay back JJ Steele.
Okay.
Well, I'll figure that out. Don't worry, Rome. I got you, Rome. Don't worry. I got you.
Wait.
Oh yeah.
Steven created a mashup of Mark Henry and Brock Lesnar. He's manually doing this.
This is ridiculous.
It sounds a little odd right now, but wait, right here.
Wait for the drop. We're waiting.
No, this is it right here.
Yeah, I gotta sync it up later, guys. I'll do it for next week.
Yeah, it like he did it just for fun before he even went on the air, and it was scary accurate.
It was good. It was awesome.
It was really, really good. And overall, I thought the SmackDown was solid. And now he's gonna. Why not?
This is happening.
Why not? This is happening. Yeah, so this was a fun week, a fun SmackDown. I got to hang out with you guys. I took over a wrestling company. Good week.
Yeah, really good week.
Good week for me. And good week for everyone that enjoyed wrestling this week. And good week for you guys, because I got to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for...
Good week of wrestling.
Yeah, good week of wrestling. Thank you guys for coming on and hanging out. Steve, because... You know, some of our wrestling listeners might not be too familiar with you. So, how can they tweet you and talk to you some more?
They can find me on Twitter at...
Steven, go ahead. Tweet yourself.
They can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That's like Andy Kaufman, but one more N. Kaufmann.
Okay. Stephen Lemieux, go ahead. Tweet it.
You can find me making a fool of myself on the SmackDown After Show Fridays at 7 p.m.
There you go. Tom the Com Connolly.
You can find me on Twitter at Tom the Com and Wednesday night for main event here at AfterBuzz TV.
All right, and you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. Hope you guys have a fun, long weekend for a happy Memorial Day and all that fun stuff. For Steve Kaufmann and Tom the Com Connolly, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later. I believe!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.